review for Bleach Manga chapter 519. So let's get into this. This week's Bleach Manga chapter was a great chapter. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and because there are a lot of things that explain in this. Where it explains the King's Key, it shows the healing technique that this guy has. See what he actually do, and at the end of the chapter, we actually see, the Soul King. Well, I'm assuming that's the Soul King. So I'm looking for. It's very surprising. It's really surprising. So I really want to see this whole character design because all I see is really his eyes and his head. So it's weird. I'll explain to that later. So I'm get the explanation and stuff like that and give you my thoughts and opinions. So yeah. So there's like three big things that happen in here. So basic explanation of the King's Key. But let me before I do that, they're actually at the palace per se. They're not really at the palace, but they're like the area to where they have to propel themselves to the palace, basically. Because the palace is actually that pillar that's floating, it's in the air. So that's where the king is actually at. And the stuff around the pillars are actually each town for the Zero Squads. So Zero Squad have a town for themselves. And I'll get into that later because I'm really curious about these towns. And so basically they're gonna go to Sentoki's town. Sentoki is the dude with the hair, the crazy hairstyle. So we're gonna go to his town so they can heal Renji, Byakuya, and Rukia. So after that, before they go there though, they explain the King's Key because they're like, this is where Aizen wanted to go. And I was like, oh crap, they're actually gonna talk about the King's Key, and they did. I was like, oh snap, yeah, happy me, and I was really happy about that. But so they explained it. So basically, what the King's Key is the Zero Squad is technically the King's Key. So I'm like, really? Because then that makes me think, if the person is a King's Key, like doesn't Yamamoto have a King's Key? I mean, I recall that they may have said that he has a King's Key too, right? And if that's the case, couldn't he have just used Yamamoto as the propeller? Because the thing is, Aizen knew this. You know what I'm saying? Aizen knew how to make a King's Key basically, and basically he's gonna have to use like a human or some kind of soul, but basically use all the Rizaitu around him, and then either make himself a King's Key or make someone a King's Key basically, to then get to the palace and so on and so forth. So it's just like, if he knew this, because the thing is, you can't go into the palace yourself. You either have to have permission to go there, or you have to have one of them. And like I said, if Yamamoto had the King's Key, couldn't have Aizen just took him? Because he could have took him. He didn't have his ability, so all he had to do was seal him, and then, go up there and go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. It's a little weird because that's what the case. Because the thing is, I thought that when he was trying to make the King's Key is gonna go directly to the palace where the Soul King is at. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was the case, but no. Apparently, this is what it is. I'm just like, I don't know. It's like the explanation to it isn't bad. It just makes me wonder, what was Aizen doing then? Like, did he really need to do that? If he just could have used Yamamoto? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Yamamoto doesn't have a King's Key. But like again, then maybe all Aizen could have done if he knew this again would just wipe out Soul Society. It's not like he couldn't destroy the other captains. They were nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? So if he just did enough distress, they would have to have come, right? But maybe because he couldn't take them, I guess, because they all come as a group. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. And so they finally go into propel themselves to Sentoki's place, and Sentoki actually starts healing them. And the funny thing, the healing, how he heals them, is basically the same water, the same pond that we saw back in the the first arc where Ichigo was healing the water in the hot spring. That's what it was. He's healing that, and I was like, oh crap! Kubo's bringing back all the stuff. He's bringing back everything. He's doing all the stops right now. Kubo, he's bringing back all the stops. He's just doing so good. Like I said, round of applause. Round of applause. Kubo. It was good. Like I said, he brought that back, and basically what he's gonna do to help Byakuya, Renji, and Rukia, he's gonna throw them in the water. And basically how he explains it is this: his blood is sucked away in the skeleton bone, and then replenished in the blood pond hell. By repeating this a few times, the rotten blood and Rizaitu are completely sucked out and substituted with his hot spring water. This is my healing technique. So basically, he's gonna do it a whole time, and he's gonna have his Rizaitu back to normal, and his body's gonna be 100% replenished and stuff. And Ichigo's in his water as well. We get a little comedy going in there, but Rukia, you see her freaking butt for some reason. But also, there's like this cover page too, because they're showing the hot spring, and we have Orihime and Rukia, and Orihime, but yeah, so basically that's what the healing is. I'm like, wow, really? Because it's like, it's cool. It's cool because he brought that back, and the thing is, because he needs that pond hell thingy, he needs that to heal him. Because Kisuke can't do it. But the thing is, this makes you think. Apparently, that must mean Kisuke has went to the royal palace. Why exactly? I don't know. So, because the thing is, there's no other way to know this unless he just went there himself. And the thing is, Sentoki knows this guy. He knows him. So they've been to talk, and so he must have went to he must have went there before. So why did he went there? I'm really curious. So I'm just like, there's just so much stuff going on, so much mystery happening now. And I'm just getting so pumped up. And so after that all happened and transpires, at the end of the chapter, we end up seeing the Soul King. And now I'll say this, honestly, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys thought too. I thought the Soul King was gonna be like this old guy, you know what I'm saying, like this really old decrepit man, but he's beast like a mother, you know what I'm saying, like a mofo. I was thinking he'd be really really beast like, but he actually looks like this. He looks alien like. His eyes look weird, and I want to see the rest of his design because I'm really curious what he exactly looks like. Because I always see his eyes and his head. He looks not what I expected, and Kuboki's doing this. I didn't expect the Royal Court Guard Squad, the Zero Squad to look like this. Like the way they look, and the Soul King. I didn't expect them to look like this. So, he's throwing us for a loop right now. So, when it comes to those towns, what the thing I want to know is, it's cool that they actually have a town now. Like they have their own town, which is really odd. So they have to run their own place, I guess. That's kind of putting more work on them. But the thing is here, how exactly do you become a citizen of that place? I don't know why I thought about that, but how can you become a citizen of that place, of the Royal Court Guard's, Zero Squad's areas? Like, how do you become a citizen over there? Because I'm pretty sure there's people there. So, but how do you become there? Like, do you have to be like a special soul to go there or something, or what? I'm really curious about that actually. So I'm really curious what's gonna happen there. So yeah, like I said, the Aizen thingies. Like I said, I'm just a little thrown off by the whole King's Key thing because apparently their body is the King's Key, and if that's the case, doesn't Yamamoto have the King's Key? If that's the case, then that means he has it on him. So couldn't he have just used them? Because Aizen should have known this, right? So Aizen could have done this. He could have went to Gakaku, had Kaname just blow him up there, and then do his business. But he still would have to face the Zero Squad regardless. Even if he did do that, if he's worried about the Zero Squad, because the thing is, otherwise he could have just wiped out everybody. But the Zero Squad will come, and they come in the group, so they have to fight them then. But it's like you're still gonna have to worry about fighting them, regardless if you have to go up there or not. Regardless of what you did or not, you still have to fight them once you go up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you're actually worried about it, this plan makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's really weird. I don't want to explain it any more than that. But like I said, I like the fact Kubo's bringing back so many old things that we've seen from the first start of the show. It's good. It's so good to see this, and I'm really good. I'm really glad that we're seeing this come to fruition. All this stuff is coming back to us. I just wonder what else is gonna be coming back. You know what I'm saying? He's doing really well, and I like this. It's like he's watching our videos. We keep asking questions of like, we need to answer this, have this happen, have this. You know what I'm saying? But he's for some reason he's actually putting this stuff in there. So I was like, he's doing good, and I want to see the whole design of the Soul King. Hopefully the next chapter, because Soul King is very interesting. So with that being said, leave a comment below, tell me what you think. Sorry, this review is a little longer than expected, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about in this chapter. So with that being said, leave a comment below, tell me what you think. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Bleach reviews from me. So with that being said, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, break out.